So let me get this straight. Donald Trump, since the moment he was elected or inaugurated, has been shutting down anything related to race, diversity, equity, inclusion, whatever, right? I mean, he literally is shutting down DEI programs across the federal government. He's telling agencies to stop recognizing identity and difference. He's literally his Department of Education is threatening public schools to cut DEI or else they won't get funding. There seems to be a very clear agenda here from Donald Trump. He don't rock with DEI. He don't rock with race. They want to pretend that race doesn't exist. They want to be colorblind, color mute, color neutral. They want to be all those things. They want to get rid of any program that attempts to repair racial inequality in this country. I get that. But then Donald Trump turns around and throws a National Black History Month party at the White House. That's weird to me. Now, I get what you're saying. What some of y'all might say, well, DEI programs are one thing. He doesn't want social engineering. They don't want government putting a thumb on the scale. No. They want more than that. Donald Trump and his band of merry idiots and racists have very clearly said that they don't think we should be acknowledging race as a difference. That racism itself is embodied and exemplified by people who point out race and racial difference. He's saying we shouldn't even mention race. We shouldn't talk about race. We shouldn't be talking about black programs and black leaders and black this and black that and white this and brown that. No, we should just be Americans. And yet he's celebrating Black History Month at the White House. Some of y'all might say, well, that's a good thing. Maybe he's growing. Or why are we getting mad at him for doing one thing right? Nah, that ain't why he's doing it. I mean, you got the Pentagon saying that identity months are dead. The Pentagon is saying we don't do identity months. That means no Women's History Month, no LGBTQ month, no Latin Heritage Month, and no Black History Month. You got federal agencies cutting Black history events. You got colleges being forced to dismantle diversity programs or lose federal funding. Trump literally says that DEI, or diversity, equity, inclusion programs are racist. But he throws a party at the White House for Black History Month. Who does he invite to this party? Who does Donald Trump invite to a Black History Month party? Who would you expect to see at a Donald Trump Black History Month party? It's a good question. I'm going to tell you. Tiger Woods was there. That's right. Mr. Cablinasian himself, the person who barely identifies as a person of color. He doesn't say he's black. Remember, he was Cablinasian. He's Caucasian, black, Asian, all that stuff. Kodak Black. Lil Boosie. So you got somebody who don't want to be black. Somebody who embodies the worst racial stereotypes of blackness. And Lil Boosie, who has enough all kinds of stuff attached to him, particularly anti-LGBTQ stuff attached to him, not to mention his own other stuff that comes out that ain't my business, but he makes public because it comes in the news cycle. And of course, on top of the black entertainers, he has the black conservatives. That's right. All those black people who say being black is a burden or a detriment or shameful or pathological, all those people that tell black people to pull their pants up and act right. Yes, he invited all of those black people to a Black History Month celebration. What are they talking about? What is Tiger Woods going to say at Black History Month? Other than he likes to golf with Donald Trump. What's Lil Boosie going to say about Black History Month to Donald Trump? All he did was invite all those Negroes that supported him, all those Negroes that endorsed him, all those Negroes who encouraged other Negroes, particularly men, to vote for him. Donald Trump doesn't give a damn about Black history or Black people, but these kind of cynical moves work because people aren't paying attention to all the programs he's cutting. Instead, they're watching him bring out powerful Black people and put his arm around them, and they get happy. And when Donald Trump says he is going to do something for Black people, what does it look like? Well, I'll give you a hint. Look at this.
Beautiful outdoor statue park. It's going to be a statue park. It's going to be unbelievable. We're picking the final sites now. It's between various states that want it very badly. We'll honor hundreds of our greatest Americans to ever live, including countless Black Americans, icons. The garden will predominantly feature incredible women like Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks, Billie Holiday, Aretha Franklin, and Coretta Scott King. And I will showcase extraordinary. It will be something very extraordinary. It's going to be producing, we're going to produce some of the most beautiful works of art in the form of a statue for men like Frederick Douglass, Booker T. Washington, Jackie Robinson. What a great athlete that was.
That's the one
Martin
he knows.
Luther King Jr.
He knows him.
Muhammad Ali. He's not a bad athlete. What do you think, Muhammad? Not too bad. And the late Kobe Bryant. People love Kobe Bryant.
Yo, you could tell the Black people that he's heard of. You can literally tell. You can literally tell when Donald Trump knows somebody. He's like Frederick Douglass, Jackie Robinson, Muhammad Ali. He knows them athletes, and he knows Martin Luther King. Everybody knows Martin Luther King. Donald Trump is doing this thing where he takes away the resources, takes away the investment, takes away the institutions, but gives you a statue of Aretha Franklin, gives you a statue of Billie Holiday, gives you a statue of these extraordinary people. And let me be clear, they do deserve to be there. I love that Coretta Scott King is going to be standing and memorialized in full public view. She deserves it, as does Martin Luther King, as does Billie Holiday, as does Muhammad Ali, as does Frederick Douglass, as does Sojourner Truth. We can go on and on and on. That ain't the point. The point is that Donald Trump is taking a substantive investment in Black life, Black society, Black communities, and he's stripping it away and replacing it with a thin politics of visual representation that will make some people happy while many suffer. And sometimes people who are suffering are also going to be happy because they support Donald Trump against their interests. This is so terrible. This is so whack. This is so obvious, and yet we keep missing it. Now, let me be clear. Democrats love them some symbolic, thin representational politics too. I don't ever need to see Nancy Pelosi kneeling with a kente cloth on again. I don't need to see none of that. I don't need any more BS representation of progress as opposed to a substantive investment in progress. But it is hella bad to see Donald Trump strip away everything. Strip away everything. And then hold a damn party. Come on, y'all. I said, was there kente cloth? I don't know if there was kente cloth at this event. I can't say. But here's what I can tell you. When George Floyd was killed and there were mass protests around the country, the Democrats, they somehow couldn't impose substantive policy on time. They couldn't do anything to abolish or defund police and invest in other things, but they found time to make a scene. They found time to do this. Remember this, y'all? Remember this? When y'all favorites, Chuck Schumer's there. I see Nancy Pelosi there. I think there's Clyburn on the other side there, but this didn't have to happen, y'all. This didn't have to happen. And as Bullet the Bunny points out, the Congressional Black Caucus approved that photo op. I'll save my thoughts on the Congressional Black Caucus for another moment. But I will say this was a bad look. This was an awful look. And it's just a reminder that Democrats do the same shit. But Democrats and Republicans ain't opposite sides of the same coin on this issue. And generally they are. They're two conservative right-wing parties. I'm not pretending otherwise. But what I'm saying is on this issue, Donald Trump is literally relitigating fights that we had in the 1950s and 1960s and forcing us to by stripping away layers of policy. And then after doing all of that, sir, you host a Black History Month and you Negroes show up. But let me tell you, Black people, stop showing up to this shit. Stop taking invites to the White House from people who don't have any investment. If you go to the White House to advocate for us, fine. If you go to the White House to push back or protest, go ahead. But if you go to the White House to just be another mediocre Negroes celebrating your access at the expense of the vulnerable, I ain't got no words for none of y'all, man.